2 weeks ago, I planted my first raised bed ever and started to transform this abandoned old bed into a thriving tiny garden full of herbs and vegetables. The seeds have already sprouted, and after seeing that tiny first success, I'm very motivated to continue by planting some seedlings in the bed as well. The lovage I transplanted is doing very well and had no problem settling back in the soil. Then there are the salad seedlings, the cress, and the purple ones are the radishes. The only ones that took longer to sprout were the dill plants. You might wonder what happened to the straight lines I planted. Well, the culprit is this fella here. Our rabbits still have the winter coop on this terrace, and when we let them outside to roam around for a bit, one discovered he could jump in the bed and dig up what I planted. Luckily we caught him before he could do any real damage, although he definitely had his own idea about where the seeds should go. Anyways, these are salad seedlings I bought half of, and they were looking a little rough, yes, but I wanted to give them a chance. These are called leaf lettuce and are different from the head lettuce I already planted because you don't have to wait to harvest until they have grown a big head. Once the plant is a little bigger, you can simply pick off a few leaves here and there every time you want to eat a salad, and the plant simply continues growing throughout the season. Then I also got some celeriac plants. They were half off as well, but still look pretty good in my opinion. However, before planting them, it was time to prepare the other side of the raised bed as well. The mountain of rabbit bedding and manure is already gone, thanks to my husband who carried it down in the garden to the compost pile. By this time, I was already 9 months pregnant, so I'm very thankful that I didn't have to do it on my own. Same with carrying this fresh soil. For the other half of the bed, we used organic soil, but unfortunately our farm store was already sold out, and so we got this non-organic one. It was way cheaper than the other one, and I'm already very curious to see if there is a difference in how the plants grow there. First thing we planted on this side of the bed was a rosemary. We use a lot of rosemary when cooking, and if this plant grows enough, I would like to dry some for the winter. Next to plant are chives. I got this from my mom's garden. She told us to trim the stems as well as the roots before planting them in the soil. This should help them establish more easily. And this way I also got to harvest something before even planting, which is nice, of course. Last thing to plant for this day were some celeriac plants, and then of course I watered everything. Two weeks later, I also planted some tomato plants my grandma gave me. And in this short period of time, the other plants have grown a ton. The salad and radishes seem a little too dense, and I should probably have removed some plants so that the others can grow nice and big. Maybe I should also have left more space between the crops, as the already big radishes were blocking some sunlight for the dill plants that were still pretty tiny. The cress plants grew a lot, and I have never seen them at this stage beyond just the sprouts before, so that was very interesting to watch. For some reason, one of the celeriac plants stayed the same and didn't really grow at all, while the other one already made lots of new leaves. And there were also lots of weeds turning up, and I tried to remove all of them before they take over the entire raised bed. Funny were these little mushrooms. They would literally grow overnight and then die during the day once the sun came up. I have no idea where they came from, but they were definitely fascinating to watch. And then last but not least, I wanted to plant some arugula and a few peas. It was already a little late in the year for most other plants, so that's why I went with these ones. To not leave you waiting until the next video, here is my first tiny harvest. Now these few leaves of cress and lettuce might not seem like a lot, but for me it was my first success, and I was very thankful for all I could grow and harvest here. I think growing even the tiniest amounts of food is still very rewarding. I still expect a lot more to come from this small raised bed, so if you'd like to see what more it produces, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode. Until then, thanks for watching and bye bye!